Yo, people, how are we? Hope we're good. Bulking season, we're back. Bit delayed with the video, is what it is. Sorry, busy, we get it. I know I said 2 a week. Push day today, mate. Back in the gym. We are Tuesday, the 16th of December. Yesterday was a rest day. That's pretty much it. So we're back in the gym as of today, mate, and I can't wait. Gonna give you a wee bulking update. Gonna give you a wee physique update. I'm going to talk a little bit about how to plan out your when you're bulking, like when the fuck do you increase food, and the rate in which you want to increase body weight, when to add food, why to add food, when not to add food, to keep things nice during the bulk, man. So I'll run you through that. As of right now, it is 10 AM in the morning, man. I've just checked in with pretty much most of my clients, a couple of late bloomers, so we'll wait for them to come in as well and get back to them this afternoon. So clients checked in with, a little bit of work done, and I am ready to get myself pre-worked up, don't know, mate. I'm gonna get some caffeine in me. Usually just a can of Monster. I need some steps in, so I may do what in fact, nah, it's been an hour since I ate, don't want to leave it too much longer. I'll probably have a wee banana, get the carbs up. Come on. So basically, man, gonna be completely upfront and real with you, right? This is my first day back on my usual food setup with the higher food, right? Basically, not that Saturday there, the Saturday before, I get asked to go on a work night out for the gym that I used to work in, but I don't work in anymore, and I don't really go to as much because I train at another gym. But I was in, and I got asked to go on the work night out because I know all the team there, I know all the guys and the gals. I went, and I fucked it, mate. I get pretty on it, I can't lie, man. Loads of alcohol. That was it. It was a late one the next morning, very late. Lost a lot of sleep, threw me off my rhythm. I can't lie, that was on the Saturday. Done fuck all on Sunday. I looked shredded on the Sunday, man, because I was so dehydrated and hadn't ate. And then I ate like a fucking maniac on the Monday, man. On the Monday, I just kept eating. I have not had that in the longest fucking time. I used to be a bit of a binger. I struggled a little bit with binging post-prep, post-bodybuilding prep, in 2023, start of 2024, and it lasted a few months. That was the first time I ever experienced that. And there was wee blips of it here and there, but I've not had it in the longest time. But on the Monday last week, I went for it, mate. Like, I ate a fucking mad, mate, amount of food. And a little bit Tuesday morning, and I was like, what the fuck are you doing, mate? Pulled it back. So since last Wednesday till yesterday, I've just basically pulled my food back a little bit, just to wash away a little bit of water. It was gone by the weekend, but then I had a family night, got some grub, pulled back my food a little bit just to account for the off-plan eating. So today, I'm going to put some check-in shots. This was me this morning, checking in at 210 pounds. Lighting's a little bit shit, so I'm going to put on some post-workout posing after my training session. But that's how I was looking. So back up to my usual food setup today, which is like 440 carb, 260 protein, 55, 60 fat. So we're on that today. Hopefully we get some fucking pop, and we're feeling good. I also got a little drug increase as of last week, so running a little bit higher gear as well. So I am basically just running test and primo fucking hell, mate. It's an arm and a leg for primo at the moment. 130 quid for a bottle of primo, mate. Used to be 70 quid back in the day, man. Fucking hell. Liz Trust. Not to do with Liz Trust, mate. So on a little bit more gear now. What am I in total? I'm on the 1.2 gram of gear. I was on 1 gram, 1.11. Now I'm on 1.2. So I'm going to let that do its thing. That with the food, and we're good. I would have definitely had more food increases. I think my food would be a lot higher right now. If I didn't have a deload 3 weeks ago, and then came back for the deload and I had an off-plan night or I had a night out, so we just kept things the same. If I didn't have that fuck up on the Monday after the very mental night out, I would have got a food increase, I reckon. So now it's a case of be on my fucking food, mate. I'm not really getting anything planned, apart from Christmas obviously. Hopefully get a wee food increase next week. Let the body grow a little bit, let the body upregulate with regards to metabolism, and we're fucking golden. But anyway, time to train, mate. Time to fucking train, and I'm gonna go pick the gym fit. Not gonna lie, man, see when it's this kind of weather. In fact, can you see the fucking weather? Let's go back out. Never mind, you can't see it. It's just very foggy and misty. But the current rotation of gym fits is literally just been, you can't beat a straight leg jogger, man, right? See, just a straight leg baggy joggy, right? I've got it in grey, I've got it in black. That with a wee fucking tank top, you're looking alright in the gym, mate. Man's balling. Dior poster. Dior poster number 2. Come on, let's go Etsy. So we're going to get a wee tank top on for the gym, and then we're going to obliterate a push day. That's another thing, like, because sometimes, like, I live my life a little bit, man, like, as much as I love bodybuilding and all the shit that comes with it, like, it's a very big part of my life. I also do still have maybe a wee night out. I might have a day every 10 days, 2 weeks, where I maybe eat a little bit of shite. Within reason, mate, like, I might go get a wee fucking cake and go get a fucking scran out, and maybe my calories have been all over the gaff that day. Not often, right, but I'm not like live, eat, breathe this 365 days of the year. What the fuck was the point of this shit? What was I trying to get at there? I don't know. So if something that comes at a cost of food increases and this and that, and maybe pulling back a little bit, is what it is, mate. Is what it is. But anyway, so that meant that sometimes I'll miss a session. So like, I usually train, I've been training on Sundays for the past maybe 2 months, maybe longer than that, because I never trained on Sundays before. It was always a rest day, but I quite liked the idea of getting in on a Sunday. And now I've been doing it, I love it. But obviously if I've had a night out on a Saturday, I miss the Sunday session, because I'll always get too fucked up. So I've not really had, I feel like the sessions that I've got in place now, as much as I've been bulking since I came back from a holiday, the 11th or 12th of October, it's not been every week the same session, movements ran up the same food daily. There has been a little bit of inconsistency with it, but it's still been consistent. But anyway, I want like a really good run from now up until the end of the bulk. Like, I've not really got much planned. Obviously I've got Christmas, mate, which I don't really drink on Christmas anyway. I saved myself for New Year. I'll probably be getting fucked up in New Year, can't lie. And then I've got a really big run. So the goal, I'm about £210 now. I think I'd love to get like 225. I think 10 to 15 pounds on top of what I'm at now would be good. Then just a little diet, pull back the body fat, then restart the whole process. Maybe get up to 225, 230, 230 plus. Rinse and repeat that. I would just like to be a nice lean 225 pounds, which is like 101 kilo or something. If I could be walking around that year round, I'd be really happy. That's what I'm up towards, mate. Come on. Anyway, gym time. Gonna get the tank top on, gonna get the pump cover on, and I'm gonna drive my ass to the fucking gym, and I'll take you through today's push session, lad. Come on. Yo, troops. How are we? Push day. Let's get it. Oh man, what a session. What a very good fucking session, man. I am feeling good. I am feeling recovered. I've had a good couple of days of eating good fucking food. Potatoes, beef, chicken, avocado, yogurt, sourdough, bacon, egg. I'm feeling fueled. Metabolic rate's feeling fired. Energy's good. Sleep's good. Performance is damn good. So this push day, man, couple of wee tweaks. There was a dumbbell press in this session for a bit. But honestly, man, I think a dumbbell press was just in for a little bit of ego, like being able to say I can dumbbell press some heavy weight, but I'm 6'2", right? I've got pretty long arms, legs. Dumbbell press, you can still do it, obviously, it feels sweet, but for me, it just wasn't grooving, man. I'm a machine dude, and I love a Smith press as well. That's my go-tos. So, session layout, starting off the session with a flat press. So this machine's very, very fucking nice, man. This will challenge the pecs a little bit more in the short range, so it's not as hard at that stretch position at the bottom. As I push through the rep and as I get to the end of the rep, that's where most of the tension is being. So typically, I'll always put a press at the start that's a little bit more shortened range biased. So flat pressed, shortened range bias, we've worked that short position, because typically when the chest or any muscle is a little bit more fatigued, it's a little bit harder to get it short.
So if I done Smith press first and then that press, it would still move, man, but it'd be mechanically a lot fucking harder to contract. So I put it first, doesn't take away from the Smith too much. So 2 sets on the flat press, both sets taken to failure. I go for the kind of closer grip, it just feels nicer for me on the shoulder girdle and that kind of thing. And then it's on to the heaviest fucking Smith press known to man. There is no counterweight on this Smith, so the bar is heavy as fuck. So 2 sets on that as well. And again, a little incline. I kind of used to go higher inclines, but now there's a bit of research from it, but I don't always just listen to research, it's just what feels good. You know, we use front delt when we press on every press, right? So sometimes a higher incline, there's a few studies that have shown the higher up the incline doesn't actually give you more upper chest, it's just the same, but now it's just more delt recruitment. So I've kept the Smith machine press angle a little bit lower, and also I'm a little bit stronger on it, and it feels nicer for me to progress and contract and all that kind of shit. So a Smith press, its profile is pretty smooth, it doesn't really go from hard, heavy, light. It's a bit of a smooth press. Heavy, drops off a little bit at the top, which is very nice, alright? So I like to do my 2 chest presses, and then I give my chest a bit of a rest. I used to go straight onto a fly, but again, a fly, we're getting the chest pretty contracted. So I break it up with a side lateral raise. So picking dumbbell seated lateral raises. Why? Because they're fucking hard, mate. The challenge will be the hardest at the top. So as you raise and get to the top, it's really hard at that contracted position, not so much at the bottom range. So that's why it's pretty damn hard. And I think if something's hard, it's probably going to build you a bit more muscle, I think personally. So 3 sets of lateral raises. And then when I come back to the fly, the chest has had a little bit of recovery. So my ability to stretch the pecs and actually contract without struggling is a little bit better. Whereas if I do my press, and then my fly, I think the fly is a little bit harder because I've not had a little break there. So by putting a dumbbell lateral raise in first, between the 2 movements, it kind of gives my chest a little break. I'm refreshed, I can kind of progress that fly a little bit more as well. So when I'm doing the fly, man, really fucking stretch the pecs. This is the only movement where you can get a nice deep stretch on those pecs, right? So spend a little bit of time there, mate. See, if you look at my set, I'm coming back, I'm stretching, and I spend a little second or 2 in that stretch. Then as I contract, I'm thinking about getting my elbows touching. I'm not thinking about getting the hands touching. If you put your arms out in front of you, and then just get your hands touching, you don't really feel much chest. Now think about scooping the elbows in front of the body. Don't let the hands touch. Think about getting the elbows touching. You'll get a much better contraction. What I think anyway. Then it's on some arms. I'm trying to grow some monstrous arms, man. So single arm cable push down. I like some single arm work there for most muscle groups, just for a little bit more isolation and a little bit more joint health as well. If I'm trying to really bring up my arms and I've got a lot of arm work, if everything's double arm, every single thing, typically my joints will take a little bit of a beating. So single arm tricep push down, I kind of turn my body into it a little bit and just try and line the cable up with my wrist and my elbow so it's in a nice straight line. So 3 sets on the 2 sets of the fly, 3 sets of the tricep push down, and then I was out to some bicep curls, 3 sets of preacher. This preacher is very fucking nice because you can adjust where it's the hardest. So I make this preacher curl the hardest at the middle of the range of motion. But if I wanted to, I can make it harder at the short range, the lengthened range. It's not going to make or break to your muscle growth, right? But I mean, small percentages add up over time. So if you've got the ability to have machines that do that, it's always cool. I think I missed out. I've done a reverse curl as well. So a reverse curl for forearms. I'm trying to get some jacked arms and forearms. So 3 sets of every little bit of arm work I've done. And then I'm trying to get some fucking wide ass delts. So I also quite like including a single arm lateral raise where I can really just isolate that side delt. I think we've just done 2 sets here with like a little drop set to accumulate a little bit more volume. So this push day is nice, man. This is a session I'm going to be doing every single fucking Tuesday. There's been a little bit of faffing about, changing some things a little bit. Maybe more than I should have been because I'm like that, I'm a prick. So I've now got the session fucking sorted, food's good, I'm on a fucking roll. Every Tuesday I come in and do this session, I'm going to be fueled, recovered, and the goal is to progress every single movement like a motherfucker and get some big old chest, delts and damn arms.
We're back home and we're eating some grub. Let's get it. Very good session, man. Very good fucking session. Very happy with it. Progressions everywhere, mate. Progressions everywhere. Awesome, man. Really good pump. Progressions pretty much on everything. Everything felt good. My body felt fueled from a good couple of days of good quality food. And then we've got some post-workout. This has been my go-to for like my dinner. Or I've had this as a meal every day, whether it's post-workout or dinner. And it is mixing my chicken with prawn. Chicken and prawn with rice or potato is the go-to. So at the moment I've just got basmati rice, 170 grams of chicken, 90 grams of prawn, some mixed pepper in there, and I just put some seasoning on it and then mixed it in with some tomato puree, with some salt, garlic and stuff. But the meal, I've usually been making it with chicken, prawn, on top of basmati rice, with some courgette, zucchini, with avocado and chili jam and sweet sour sauce, mate. And bro, that one is crazy flavour. Something about the chicken and prawn together just fucking bangs. So this is post-workout meal. I'm going to get this down. Might also tag on a couple of rice cakes. I'll see what the carbs are like. The thing is, a packet of basmati rice is only like 65 carb, and you can't exactly have a pack and a, well, you could have a pack and a half, but you'd be skint, mate, if you're doing that every day. So I might need to get myself a rice cooker or some shit. I don't fucking know. But anyway, I'm going to get this meal down, mate. Also some mayo and some sriracha mayo on it as well for some additional flavour. I think I put a wee update of the physique after the training. The posing room was fucking taken, man. Fucking pricks. So I just went in the toilet and got a wee physique update on the old phone, so I'll have put that up. But I'm feeling happy, man. Happy with that look. I think another 10 to 15 pounds on the frame with kind of similar condition. I'm obviously going to get a little bit softer, man, and that's absolutely fine. But if I can push up to 220, 222, 225, we'll see. Bring off 10, 15 pounds again, rebuild back up, but this time get up to 230. Rinse and repeat that over the whole of 2026, over the first quarter or 5 months, quarter of 2027, and then we start prep for shows in the back end of 2027 for classic physique. So I'll do a first timer show and I'll get another couple of shows in there as well and have some fun with it. That's the game plan. So that's going to give me a bit of a goal for training and building and doing all my stuff, knowing that, and also a bit of a redemption, because obviously I started prep in November of 2023, and then that lasted till March of 2024. And that was really hard for me, man. Really fucking hard, in the sense of I started so fucking fat. Like, typically the best spot to start like a prep in isn't at your heaviest body weight. Like in the bodybuilding scene, what a lot of people do is they'll do like a pre-prep. So a lot of people like peak bulk, they'll then diet for like maybe 8 weeks, get quite lean, and then they'll reverse diet back up, and then they'll start prep. That's a really good process because you get a lot of body fat pulled off, then you reverse your calories up and you get a bit more of a primed metabolic rate, and you're even more insulin sensitive from the leaner position you're in, and then you start prep in a leaner spot with more food, responsive, and prep's a little bit smoother. So that's the game plan for 2027. Be here before you know it, man. So I'm buzzing, very fucking buzzing. But anyway, gonna eat this, I'll catch up yous in a bit. Very fucking good, man. Very good. Fuck yeah, another meal time, let's go. What you having, bro? What am I having? Cream of rice. Cream of fucking rice, man. Cream of rice of choice at the moment. I think I've already showed this, not today, but in another video. Currently bashing Trained by JP's custard cream of rice, and then the whey protein drip is white chocolate raspberry. Perform whey protein. Now I'm actually going to tell you how to make a fucking very good bowl of cream of rice, right? So what a lot of people do is they just put the cream of rice in a bowl and then they boil a kettle and then they add in the water and then it expands. Nah. That is the shitty way to do it, right? This is the fucking good way to do it. If you want a fucking really nice, thick, creamy, well mixed bowl, this is what you do, right? So cream of rice, you can get a 5-to-1 ratio of the powder of the cream of rice to then liquid. So I've fired in 90 grams. So I've got 90 grams of cream of rice in here, and then I've added in 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 450ml of liquid. Well, I tell a lie, I put 400ml in. I don't want as much volume. I've got another meal to have in 2 hours, so I'm keeping the volume a little bit lower. So what you want to do is put in your, let's just say if you had 100 grams of cream of rice, you put in between 400ml to 500ml of liquid, right? Once you put that in the bowl, get a fucking whisk and whisk that shit really fucking well. Put it in the microwave, and when you first put it in the microwave, get like a 2-minute blast to thicken up the cream of rice really well. Then what you're gonna do is take it out, whisk it all in, and then just do 30 to 35 second bursts at a time. This is one of the bursts, and it's just kind of got, you know what, I'll show the camera, right? Let me put the fucking camera on. At the moment, as it was looking, it's not really thick, it's like a fucking liquid, so I'm going to put it in for another 30-40 seconds in the micro, back out. I'm going to keep on doing that until it's a texture that I like, and I'll show you when it is done. So as you can see, man, I've repeated that process and it's getting pretty fucking thick now. So essentially, I'm probably going to give this one more blast and get it just a little bit thicker. And then what I do is I just let it sit. Like, I just let it sit on the worktop for like 15 minutes and let it kind of harden up a little bit. And then I'll add on all my toppings, like my fruit, my protein, my whey drip, and like my peanut butter and stuff. And it tastes fucking exceptional. So this is the way I do it, man. Don't just add kettle water to it, because it comes out a little bit clumpy and you don't get as much volume from it. It's not as like thin and grainy. I don't know how to describe the texture, man, but almost like a fucking cake bar. That's the way I like it. A lot thicker, a lot nicer. And then when you add on your toppings and that, it's fucking a very good meal, man. That's why I don't really get sick of it anymore. So one more blast in the micro. I'm gonna let it sit, add my toppings, and then we are fucking good, mate. So that's that kind of like cooling off. I don't know if you can see, man, but it creates like kind of hard, it's like a hard texture on top. So I've got 12 grams of dark chocolate on that. I've got my whey protein paste. I'm just gonna pour that over, add on my fruit, and then add on a little bit of, mate, look at the fucking size of this, mate. Add some peanut butter over it, and then we're golden. And there we have it, people, a fucking bowl of sweet ass goodness. So we've got the custard cream flavour at the bottom, mate, nice, thick, sweet, soft, and kind of cake texture like. We've got the white chocolate raspberry protein drip over it, bit of blueberries, raspberries, some peanut butter to top it. Bosh, mate. So this is a meal that I very much look forward to every fucking day, man. Very filling, digests pretty quickly, so I can have my next meal in like 2 hours. And aye, give it a bash, man. Give it a bash. Yo people, back again. Gonna wrap up the video, but we're gonna talk about what the topic of the video, what the title of the video is, and that is, of course, talking about when to add in more food when you are bulking. All you can do, mate, just get an advent calendar, man. Oh, bruv. The fucking got the cream egg, the creme de la crop. So, I'm going to try and make this nice and simple, man, right? In terms of like when to add in food in a bulk, when not to add in food. This is just what I do, man. And it's like, this also comes from a place of, I've been the guy that's added in food like most weeks when I'm bulking, when I did not need to add it. And I just felt sluggish, lethargic, slower. My gut's been bloated. I've not been digesting the food. My shits are fucking horrible. I gained too much body fat, right? So let me kind of strip it back. Let me talk about what I've done throughout the bulk so far, all right? In terms of body weight going up and when I've pushed food in, etc, etc. So I went away on holiday on the 1st of October, and I basically kind of used that holiday as like my reverse diet / kind of start of the bulk. So before I went away, my food was down to like maybe 2,000 calories. 1.9 to 2,000 calories. It was a kind of aggressive diet before I went away. And then I went away on holiday, eating around 2.8 to 3,000 calories a day, right? Now I went away on holiday at around 201 pounds, and I came back at 202 pounds, right? So a pound gained in 11 nights holiday with fucking a bit of booze, bit of food, ice cream and shit, not too bad. Then it was like, right, let's get that let's let the body do its thing now that we're back home. Now we can actually track what calories we're on. And I think within the first week or two, I went from 202 pounds to 204 pounds, right? Why would I need to add more food? I'm gaining weight. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no point adding in more food when your scale weight is slowly pushing up. Don't rush it, man. Like, your body, from the stimulus you put your body through in the gym, with accurate training, with hard training, with high level of effort, with good accuracy, that's going to break down muscle, right? It's going to recruit a certain amount of muscle fibers, and you only have a certain amount that your body's genetic capability can gain every month, right? Whether you gain 5 pounds of body weight or 3 pounds of body weight, right? Whatever amount of body weight you gain doesn't dictate the muscle you now gain. It's the stimulus in the gym. The stimulus in the gym creates the tension that will build the muscle, right? The food's the recovery process and the muscle protein synthesis part. But you've only got a certain amount you can add. So adding on more food and chasing more scale weight doesn't give you more muscle, right? You've only got a certain amount your body can gain per month and per year, right? So anyway, going back. Now my body weight started to plateau. I was sitting between 204 and 205 pounds for maybe 2 weeks. So right, if I'm trying to gain muscle, body weight's not really shifting over a 2 week period. Now it's time for more food, right? So typically when I'm adding in more food, it's always going to come from carbohydrates on my end. It's your body's most readily available energy source. It digests very fucking quickly, and it's what our body can handle a lot of and not affect, digestion. And as I said, that's what's going to drive performance and fullness within your training and with your physique. All right. If you just add in more protein, you're going to shit half of it away. If you just keep adding on more fat, you're going to really slow down your body's ability to digest your food. So we put it from carbs. So then we had my food increase. That took me from 205 pounds to 206 to 207. And then around 207, 208 pounds, again, things started to slow down. Here's the thing, but from 201 pounds to now 207, 208, that's 7 pounds up, right? A good little bit of weight. I don't always like just increasing food. Weight's not went up, increase food. Weight's not went up, increase food. Sometimes, mate, if you hold a new weight, so maybe like every 5 to 6 pounds you gain, solidify it. Hold it for a little bit. Hold it for maybe a solid week to 2 weeks of just holding that weight. Because see, when I first got up to 208 pounds, right, in week 1, and then I was still weighing 208 pounds 2 weeks later, the visuals at 2 weeks later at the same weight on the same food looks bigger, fuller, leaner and sharper. So now when you actually add in that extra little bit of food, it's going to probably do more. Your body's probably in a position whereby it's ready for it even more. It's ready to uptake it and metabolize it a lot quicker. Your body's probably going to get more from it from a fullness point of view, because your body's kind of like, it's been on the same food for a little bit of time. So when it's on the same food, your body's now starting to kind of flatten off on that food set point. That is when I like adding in food. When you first get that extra food, you feel full and big and everything's good. If you're on that food for week after week after week after week after week, eventually what is a big surplus of calories, you're on it for so long, your training's getting so much harder and more intense, that surplus now becomes a smaller surplus, or even now starts to become maintenance. That is when you're going to get a lot from the extra food increase. And that's what's going to hold a leaner physique, a tighter physique, and it's going to mean that you are going to actually be more prone to gaining good quality muscle as opposed to just gaining fat over your bulk. So as I said, I then held that weight at 208 pounds for like 2-3 weeks, and then I've climbed up. Now I'm sitting at like kind of 210 pounds, an extra 2 pounds up over the last 3 weeks. Now I'm letting my body settle. I check in with my coach on Friday. Today's Wednesday. Now if my body weight's staying the same, I'm going to get more food on Friday to then push me up to 211, 12, 13 over the next 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks or whatever. Hold, solidify, go back up. That's how I like to add in food, right? It's earning the right. In terms of like a rate of gain, I sometimes think that's a little bit of a loose thing. Like, I could gain half a pound in a week, right? I could gain a pound in a week. Some weeks I've gained a pound and a half. Some weeks I've gained 2 pounds. Every week it can change. It's all about how you look and how your body's utilising the food that you're on. right? So just because you're not gaining a pound every week doesn't mean you need to give yourself an extra 50 grams of carbs every single week, right? If your body weight is going up by like 0.3, 0.4 pound, right, give yourself some more food. If your body weight's going up by a pound, just under a pound a week, you're probably alright, keep that momentum going. If you're gaining 2-3 pounds a week, you're in way too big a surplus. In terms of the calorie adjustment I would probably make, is I would probably increase your food by, between 30 to 50 grams of carbohydrates. Now, I would probably only increase it by the smaller amount if body weight is going up, but it's not going up by a lot. So if you're only gaining 0.34 or even half a pound one week, right, just nudge that food up a little bit to keep the rate of gain just a little bit higher. 0.67 to a pound would be good, right? If you have completely flattened off and body weight just is not budging, I'd probably be more favourable to pushing you towards a 40 to 50 gram of carb increase. So around a 200 calorie increase almost to get a little bit of a bigger response. So that's what I would do, between 30 to 50 grams of carbs increased at a time. The smaller amount, if you're still gaining weight, but it's just not a lot. If you've completely flattened off and weight's not going up and you're ready for that next new weight milestone, a bigger food increase coming from carbs. And just keep on pushing the carbs up, mate. Now maybe every 50 to 100 grams of carbs, you might add in 5-6 grams of fat. Just for kind of appetite, hunger, just because you want some. That's absolutely cool. But that's how I go about my off-season growth when I'm adding in food, being selective with it. And that's what keeps a very sensitive body. It keeps a lean physique. You're not risking gaining too much fat as opposed to, minimal muscle. And it just keeps everything nice and tight. That's how I like doing it. Bit of chocolate at 8:30 in the morning. Let's go. So, hope that video made sense, guys. Hope it did. Any questions on that? Let me know. Cream eggs are fucking goated, mate. I cannot lie. So, hope you enjoyed that video. What did we do? Push day, couple of meals, bit of sit down chat about when to add in your food and stuff. Hopefully that kind of gave you a bit of help. I don't know. If anyone's ever got genuinely any questions or anything like that, man, honestly, just shoot me a message on Instagram. This is the Instagram. If you've ever got any questions at all, DM me. I get back to everyone on Instagram pretty well. A voice note, I reply back pretty quick with some detailed answers. So if you ever need anything, give us a shout, alright? Gonna leave the video there. Whenever you're watching this, day, morning or night, have a fucking belter, and I'll catch you guys in the next video, which has been recorded right now. It's a full day of eating, so if you're watching this, and I've already uploaded the next video, get it watched. If you've not watched the recent videos, get them watched. See you later, motherfuckers.